What did he know, and when did he know it? President Bush speaks out about the terrorist warnings.
Protecting your home from break-ins, why you could be an easy target.
Reds fans lining up to catch a piece of history.
Rain or shine, I'm Andy Triner.
And I'm Regina Carswell. We have those stories and the final quarter right now.
This is Cincinnati's first and only 10 o'clock news from Fox 19. First for news.
My most important job is to protect America.
President Bush goes on the defensive, saying he's tired of being second-guessed about the September 11th attack. But first, breaking news out of Florence, where I-71 and 75 North are now reopened after an accident involving a pedestrian.
It happened at exit 180 just before 9 o'clock. We have live pictures from Artemis. Northbound lanes were shut down, allowing for air care to land and the accident to be cleaned up. No word on the victim's name or condition. That person is being treated at University Hospital right now.
Now, President Bush fires back, telling his critics that he would have done anything possible to prevent 9/11 if he knew it was coming.
The president had harsh words today for those who believe he did nothing with the information he had. Fox's Jim Angle reports from Washington.
In a Rose Garden ceremony to honor the Air Force Academy football team, President Bush struck back at critics who suggest he knew in advance of terrorist plans to attack the U.S. with hijacked airplanes.
You know what's interesting about Washington? It's a town, unfortunately, it's the kind of place where second guessing has become second nature.
And the president chafed at any suggestion he knew last August what the terrorists were likely to do and took no action to stop it.
Had I known that the enemy was going to use airplanes to kill on that fateful morning, I would have done everything in my power to protect the American people.
Meanwhile, the White House continued to parry questions about what the president and his aides knew and what they did about it. Officials pointed to a once-secret presidential order to go after al-Qaeda.
It involved a direction to the Pentagon to develop military options for the dismantling of al-Qaeda.
That plan was ready for the president to sign one day before the terrorist attacks. As far as the other criticism about not alerting the public, officials say the information was far too general and vague, and they point to all the complaining about terrorism warnings even after the tragedy of September 11th.
This is October 12, 2001. Quote, I would not have warned the American people of a general threat of an attack. I don't think that does anybody any good. That was Senator Biden.
The administration does support an investigation of the intelligence it had before September 11th, but prefers it to be done by the intelligence committees in Congress instead of a broader group where the White House fears politics might be irresistible. At the White House, Jim Angle, Fox News.
The Bush administration has repeatedly said no one envisioned terrorists using airplanes as missiles, but al-Qaeda terrorists have plotted in the past to fly planes into the CIA and Pentagon.
A Madisonville man was indicted today for a hit-and-run fatal accident earlier this month. Officers say Eric Tullis ran a red light at the corner of Erie Avenue and Paxton and hit another car, killing Teresa Murray. Tullis ran away. The officers who caught up with him say he was drunk. He's charged with aggravated vehicular homicide. Police say a Union, Kentucky man thought he was going to have sex with a 15-year-old girl he met on the internet. But when John Dugan showed up to meet her in Kenwood today, officers greeted him instead and arrested the 47-year-old. If convicted, Dugan could spend up to a year behind bars. 4 young men will officially become Catholic priests tomorrow.
Today, they talked about their call to the priesthood, the sex scandals, and their hopes for the future of the church. Fox 19 News reporter Kimberly Monning joins us now with the story.
They've searched their hearts, studied for years, and now they're ready to turn their lives over to Christ. It's a time of great uncertainty for the Catholic Church, but these 4 men are hoping to change that. Meet the future of the Catholic Church, Reverends Anthony Brausch, Ron Williams Jr., Earl Fernandez, and Michael Cordier.
I know in my heart that this is what God has wanted me to be from the beginning of time.
Brausch wasn't so sure. He pictured himself running the family business and being married with children.
But I don't regret for an instance being called
especially at a time when he's needed the most, with dozens of priests worldwide accused of sexual misconduct and church leaders accused of covering it up.
I find it very distressing and painful to realize that we have not presented the gospel of Christ as well as we should, that people have suffered because of that.
I don't think we should tolerate abuse of children, especially sexual abuse of children.
But none would go as far to say, one strike, you're out. They also believe celibacy is not the problem and marriage is not the solution.
Our interior spiritual lives are made more fruitful and opened up to God through being celibate rather than through being married.
Tomorrow I'm getting married. I'm marrying the church.
Because of that, they feel a sense of pride and tremendous responsibility.
Learn from this and make sure it doesn't happen again. Be on guard, be prudent, and keep our eyes on the cross.
I rely on the grace and the help of God.
In the end, they believe the Catholic Church will only grow stronger. They begin their first assignments July 1st at Elder High School, Guardian Angels Parish, Holy Angels Parish, Layman Catholic High School, and St. Charles Parish in Kettering. And they'll be ordained tomorrow morning here at St. Peter and Chains Cathedral. I'm Kimberly Monning. Regina, back to you.
All right, thanks, Kim. Now, before taking the leap of faith, Reverend Cordier worked for Cincinnati Bell, and Reverend Broush worked as a landscaper. So just how long does it take to become a priest? They all studied 5 to 6 years in the seminary.
Regina, Cincinnati's teacher union has overwhelmingly rejected a pay-for-performance plan. 97% of the teachers who voted Wednesday and Thursday at the Cintas Center voted against the plan. It ties a teacher's pay to their evaluation based on the current system, but teachers say the system is too new to base their salaries on it.
There are still evaluation issues that need to be worked out, and that we need time to implement it and know that implementation is smooth before we can say the evaluation system is accurate enough to determine what the teacher's pay will be.
The union says it is still in favor of the evaluation system and hopes to work on a new pay-for-performance plan. The bank at the center of the Erpenbach scandal says it will not fold. People's Bank of Northern Kentucky took out a full-page ad in today's Enquirer promising to do its part to help affected customers. The bank claims they blew the whistle on the Erpenbach company, saying Erpenbach deposited checks made payable to other banks into its People's Bank account. Bank officials say they are now using new procedures to stop similar check problems.
A local deli owner says he may be blind, but he wasn't fooled by a couple who allegedly tried to cheat him. Kent Parker owns the Courthouse Deli. He's been robbed about 9 times over the last 3 years. As we reported yesterday, police say Sean Krause and his wife Cynthia bought snacks on 2 separate occasions and lied about how much they paid. Parker says he was tipped off by their strange behavior.
The second time, when she came up, she was extremely nervous. And that immediately made me start wondering. Most people don't understand how I can know what money is. I've just worked with money so much that I have a feeling for what bills are.
The Krauses have each been charged with 1 count of theft, a felony, because the victim is disabled. Parker says he hasn't lost his faith in people. Most of his customers are honest. Mainstrasse in Covington looks like a miniature Munich this weekend. Mayfest kicked off tonight, but the rain washed away early evening crowds. Festival organizers expected as many as 175,000 people, but this lady's braving it this weekend. The festival runs through Sunday. It features arts and crafts, plenty of food, of course German beer, and great live entertainment.
Of course, German beer. Hey, if you had anything other than a nap planned this afternoon, it probably rained out.
Rich will tell you if there's any relief from the rain in sight. And it couldn't come soon enough for people in one local neighborhood. We'll tell you why they think the rain really stinks.
And Reds fans are lining up for tickets to the historic last series at Synergy Field. Find out how you can get tickets coming up.
Ken Griffey Jr. didn't make it to St. Louis, but Fox 19 Sports did. I'm Dan Hort at Busch Stadium. I'll join Greg Hort on the final quarter at 10:45.
This portion is brought to you by PNC Bank.
What do you think?
I'm thinking Why does investing have to be so complicated?
Such a simple question. Why can't I get an answer?
You can get an answer. At PNC, we've got answers for every investor to help simplify managing your money and your life. Come to PNC.
It's a killer Simpsons season finale with guest star Carmen Electra.
My face is up here.
I've made my choice. Part of a full hour at 7/6 Central, Fox Sunday.
For 9 years, they've searched for the truth.
This is about everything we've worked for.
Fox Sunday.
I'm so scared I'm gonna lose you again.
The truth is finally revealed. David Duchovny returns for the 2-hour television event.
You're afraid of the truth!
The X-Files series finale at a special time, Sunday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
It has the legendary smooth sportsman ride, the world-renowned Polaris independent rear suspension, and the biggest engine ever lowered into a 4x4. The all-new Sportsman 700 Twin, named ATV of the Year by ATV Magazine. It's the smoothest riding, most powerful 4x4 you can buy. Polaris, the way out.
We love to camp, we love to hike, be outside, eat good food, grill. Working out builds up a great big appetite, and he's always hungry.
I'm a grill man. Give it to me and I'll grill it. Walmart Supercenter is everything you need in one place. Your food, your clothing.
Camping supplies?
I'm all about meat. I'm a big meaty.
He's a carnivore. I love the Supercenter. You can get something for everybody. I love fresh produce. The fruit is so delicious, really fresh. You can find everything you need, lots of variety, everything at a great low price. Come on over, we'll feed you.
You're here test driving that Mazda Protege. What have they shown you so far?
A really good time.
And here's a really good offer. 0.0% limited term APR financing on every 2002 Mazda. Get 0% APR financing or $1,500 cash back on the 2002 Mazda Protege, which car and driver says has BMW Verve for half the price. See your Mazda dealer for a test drive. The offers are special. The acceleration is standard.
Oh, and one other thing? Yeah, what he said.
This portion is brought to you by Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail.
The 10 o'clock news, the #1 primetime newscast in the country, continues with Andy Trinan, Regina Carswell, and First Weather Chief Meteorologist Rich Apuzzo.
Hundreds braved the rain and the cold to remember our men in blue today.
In commemoration of Police Memorial Week, Greater Cincinnati law enforcement joined together as one. And the show of support was overwhelming. Fox 19 News reporter Miriam Navazad has the story.
Hundreds came to appreciate and remember.
I'm happy everybody did this for him. I love him so much.
Blake and family remember their stepfather, Charles McDonald, a Forest Park officer who died last June.
I think people take for granted just all the things the police officers do for them.
An overwhelming show of support, regardless of the cold, the rain, or the criticism.
You are the people who bear the brunt of criticism. You are the people who bear the brunt of skepticism.
Charges of police brutality. Ridiculous and unfounded charges of racism by people who lack the courage to do the job themselves.
We kiss our loved ones goodbye and walk out the door, and we may not return. And that's what this job is all about.
I wear the most hated uniform in America, and I wear it proudly. And I say that because, unfortunately, what you see on the news is only the more negative things about the police department.
We honor those dedicated, loyal, courageous women and men who have volunteered to defend us against those who would rob freedom from us.
I was happy that all these people care for him and that they're by his side always. And now I know he can be by our side too.
Miriam Nabazad, Fox 19 News.
Across the river, loved ones, fellow officers, and a lot of folks grateful for their sacrifice paid tribute to Northern Kentucky officers killed in the line of duty. A solemn ceremony took place at Covington's Police Memorial. Current officers say the role of law enforcement may change, but the dedication to serve and sacrifice is constant.
I think it's very important that we remember our past and honor these officers that gave the ultimate sacrifice. We learned a lot from these officers, from some of the things that they've done and the way they lived their lives.
Officers laid wreaths around the memorial for the 32 officers remembered today. A dog in New York given a second chance on life is now a hero. Earlier this week, Pam Sicca left her sleeping newborn in a crib to warm a bottle. A few minutes later, her golden retriever Bullet started barking wildly. Pam ran in and saw her baby had stopped breathing. She then saved the baby using CPR. Bullet, who survived emergency liver cancer surgery last year, was given a week's worth of doggy biscuits for his work.
Procter & Gamble could soon be headed to court in a battle of the juices. The Florida Citrus Department is threatening to take P&G to court for advertising Sunny Delight as a Florida-style juice. In fact, Sunny D is only about 5% juice. The Citrus Department is setting aside $600,000 for a possible lawsuit.
Something stinks in one tri-state city.
It's sewage that seeped into the homes of residents right after new construction started in their neighborhood. Fox 19 News reporter Tiffany Gans joins us live from the Northern Kentucky News Center with more. Tiffany?
Regina, so many homes were damaged in Ludlow, the city stopped issuing building permits. But for some residents, it's too late. They've already had a flood of problems.
It's just a terrible mess.
And it flows downhill. That's the problem. Ludlow residents say condo construction above their homes is causing flooding and sewage backup inside their homes.
It came up like a fountain out of the sewer pipe. It was just spurting up, and I panicked.
Residents say this home on the corner's been condemned. They blame Fisher Home Builders in northern Kentucky for creating the Rivers Breeze condos. Before anyone moves in, Fred Brooks has an idea.
Go blow it up.
His basement flooded.
I had to clean up and then redo my basement and everything. My insurance paid for it, but I believe they're going after Fisher Company now.
Nancy's basement filled with sewage.
They had people in protective clothing and masks and everything, and I had walked through it and touched it and everything.
Well, there's more water out here in the street than ever before.
No one should have to live like this.
Ludlow Sanitation says the problem could be Fisher's using a big sewer pipe, which flows into a smaller one.
See the water coming off that hill? That's what we were faced with.
Bud Soward suffers from lung cancer and wants to sell this home before he dies so his wife can live better.
We can't sell this house. Would you buy it with sewer backing up, water coming in the basement, you know, the street tore up?
Something needs to be done.
I spoke with the president of the Fisher Company, Jim Gorman, tonight. He said he'd answer our questions, but then never returned our calls. Reporting live from the Northern Kentucky News Center, I'm Tiffany Gans. Regina, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Tiffany. 900 local children planted seeds of tolerance and acceptance today in Over the Rhine. Students from 15 Cincinnati schools have nurtured plants for nearly 6 months. They were supposed to plant them today in Washington Park. That's why this video is all inside as part of their diversity garden, but because of the rain, that was put on hold. Organizers are hoping to set up a second garden this summer. Now let's get a look at weather tonight with Rich in our first weather center.
Boy, Regina, if that isn't representative of what's going on all over the place, trying to get planting done, and you just can't do it with all the rain we've had. Another soaker today. The rains continue tonight, and it looks like we'll finally see them taper off later tonight, and then we bring some unusually cold air into the tri-state. That coming up in the first weather. Let's take a look at some of the rain from earlier today downtown. And this is the way it's been. One of the reasons we didn't have flood watches or warnings across the area today is because the rain was steady, but it was light all day long. So even though we've picked up nearly an inch, it was spread out over such a long time period that the ground can handle it. But I'll tell you what, personally driving on those roads, they were slick. So, you know, it's one of those things where tonight we had that accident out there. Who knows if that was weather related? Just a lot of wet roads, and that'll be the case even into tomorrow morning. And by the way, you're seeing some of the seats, some shots there from Riverbend, which has high water, which has prevented some of the concerts from taking place out there. If you want to know what's going on with weather, and you're interested in my thoughts on the coming weather trends, things like that, sign up for What's Up with Weather by going to fox19.com and go to our e-news area, and you can click on that and check things out. 55 was our afternoon temperature, and it was falling ever since. We're in the 40s right now. Cool air is going to be with us through the weekend. The 80s are gone. 65 officially was the high, but that was just after midnight. The 44, that's our current temperature. It's chilly out there. And as of this past hour, we've received 91/100ths of an inch of rain. It's been a very wet night across the area. Air quality was moderate, particulate being the big deal. Not a problem today. Pollens, Osage orange coming into play. Grass and pines in the air today, and molds were moderate as well. The Ohio River up around 42 feet, but beginning to fall, even though we've had this soaking rain on top of it. Well, it looks like the rain showers come to an end, but then some March-level cold and a threat for record temperatures. We'll take a look at that, and a fairly dry 7-day all coming up. Regina and Andy.
All right, thanks a lot, Richie. And if you haven't signed up for What's Up with Weather, you really need to do it. It's really interesting. Sometimes he waxes a little philosophy. With it.
He likes weather.
I know. People all over the tri-state are catching red fever.
With good reason, and waiting to get their hands on a ticket to the final game at Synergy. We'll check in on those braving the rain. And are you doing enough to safeguard your home? We'll show you how easy someone can break in and get away with your stuff.
Plus, this woman is on a mission to save lives. Her story is next on the 10 o'clock news.
Welcome back to Safe Auto Insurance Company,
where there's always someone to take your call.
This time of year, the weather is unpredictable.
But here at Safe Auto, things are as predictable as ever.
One call gets you immediate coverage with low monthly payments.
Which you could make over the phone.
Or by logging on to our website.
The weather outside may be harsh.
But the folks here at Safe Auto are friendly and eager to help.
So play it safe.
Pick up the phone and call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO now.
Play it safe, 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Safe Auto.
Let's go, let's go.
You two are trying to cut?
We're in a hurry. After we save with our Kroger Plus card inside the store, we're going outside to save.
Yeah, like the zoo, the Reds, River Bend, First Star Center. Dayton Air Show, Coney Island.
How'd you know?
Right now at Kroger, 12 packs of Coke are 2 for $5 with card. And select bone-in strip steaks are just $3.99 a pound with card.
Well, you might be smart.
But you got a face for radio. Look who's talking.
Oh, hey, whoa, you gotta get up. Something big is happening. That's it. Kawasaki's giving a vacation from payments on every product. Wow. Any Kawasaki, motorcycles, ATVs, jet ski watercraft, even mule utility vehicles. 0 down, 0 interest, 0 payments for 6 months. That's some vacation. But you gotta hurry. Good times go fast.
See your Kawasaki dealers, Kawasaki of Middletown in Franklin, or Cycle Specialties Kawasaki in Cincinnati.
This is where it all starts, Joey.
Where, the gas station?
No, here in the newspaper. People get the newspaper, cut out the H.H. Gregg coupons, and go crazy for the savings. They call it coupon mania.
Pardon me, but do you have any great coupons?
Go crazy over the savings. Flip the Gregg coupons in Thursday's newspaper and save an additional $25 to $200. H.H. Gregg. We deliver like nobody's business.
The best I ever had.
Introducing a truck you can count on, the Nissan Frontier Crew Cab Long Bed. Over 6-foot bed, seats 5, 4-wheel doors, 3 reasons to drive. Powerful, rugged, reliable, 2 body styles, king cab or crew. One place to get it, your Nissan dealer. Now get 0.9 financing plus cash back for limited time on Frontiers. Even 210 horsepower supercharged models. See it at your local Nissan dealer today. Nissan, driven.
Sunday is the 19th of the month, and that means it's time for Buddy Check 19.
It's also the time to call your buddy and remind her to do a self-breast exam. This month, we introduce you to a woman who wants to stress the importance of mammograms for all women. Fox 19 News anchor Tricia Mackey has her story.
47-year-old Marcia Ware comes from a long line of cancer survivors. After her mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, she reevaluated her life.
I didn't have any information about cancer at all. So when this happened to my mother, it touched me deeply, and yet it set me out to be strong enough and strengthened me to go out there and just, you know, find the resources.
On a mission to educate herself and her friends, she became involved with Buddy Check and wanted to get a mammogram. Marcia, who was very similar to many women in Cincinnati, had very limited insurance and didn't have the money to pay for it herself. She found help from the YWCA.
We'll help them set up an appointment for their mammogram or diagnostic testing, and we'll help them pay for those tests that are needed.
Jody, whose mother is a 41-year cancer survivor, has helped thousands of women get their mammograms through the YWCA, Health Alliance, and the American Cancer Society.
We have got 3 great programs here that can pay for mammograms for women, and it's really not an excuse anymore for a woman not to have a mammogram.
We don't want you to come in when the problem is there. We want to see you before a problem could start.
Diane, a 7-year cancer survivor, is a nurse for the Health Alliance. She outreaches to the community with a message that's...
Unfortunately, because of technical problems, we were unable to give you the rest of that story, and hopefully we will be able to give you the rest of it tomorrow. It's very good information. To make an appointment for a mammogram, call 513-585-1000. And the gist of the story also is if you need financial assistance, call the Cancer Society at 513-891-1600.
Bad news here. It's one of the nation's favorite foods, but a new report says pizza is clogging arteries and bulging bellies. A nonprofit group says the excess cheese and meat on many pizzas are partly to blame for America's unhealthy arteries and expanding waistlines. To eat a little healthier, order pizza with half the cheese, avoid stuffed crust, and choose your toppings carefully.
Well, not only do we have to worry about the rain, but it could be cold enough for a weekend frost.
Unbelievable. Rich will have details in his 7-day forecast. Plus, you do everything you can to stay safe. Lock your doors, hide your valuables. Find out why that may not be enough coming up.
And these guys will tell you how to get tickets for the Reds' final game at Synergy Field. Check them out. Get tickets without sleeping out at the stadium. Coming up.
I like K&G because their suits, they're nice suits. They're nice suits and they're well priced. And that allows for, you know, just myself as a personal banker to have a wide selection of suits to always look good and not break the bank.
The bicycle for me is at Montgomery Cyclery.
The bicycle for you is at Montgomery Cyclery at unheard of savings during our store-wide warehouse clearance sale. Kids bikes from $69, BMX bikes from $129, mountain bikes and comfort bikes starting at just $149. That's not all. During this incredible event, every treadmill, every exercise bike, and all weight stations are priced to go at savings up to 40%. Assembly is free. Your satisfaction and our low prices are guaranteed.
At Montgomery Cyclery.
If Cincinnati-style chili is your bag, you should know that in hundreds of taste tests by an independent research company, the taste of Gold Star chili blew Skyline away. Compare for yourself, and you'll discover why Gold Star chili is the taste that's taking over. Bring the family for fun and surprises on Kids Night every Tuesday at Gold Star Chili. Your child eats free with the purchase of an adult combo meal. The taste that's taking over your Tuesday nights with Kids Night at Gold Star Chili.
All that glitters is gold. It shines through in every one of our dependable, long-lasting Chevy trucks. Your Tri-State Chevy dealer has just received a special allocation of Chevy Silverados. Right now, get $2,000 cash back or 1.9% APR on Silverado two-wheel drive extended cab. Or lease a Silverado two-wheel drive extended cab for as low as $299 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for important lease details. Only offers this good on trucks this durable. Get the gold bow tie. See your Tri-State Chevy dealers.
Got a question? Get an answer. Ask the expert.
I'm Dr. Peter McKenna, and I specialize in cosmetic surgery. To find out how plastic surgery can enhance your looks, log on to Fox19.com, go to Ask the Expert, click on Plastic Surgery.
Ask the Expert, only on Fox19.com.
How do you define service? Putting you first? Meeting all your needs? Quick resolutions? At Key, we define it as all this and more. Our financial professionals share one common goal: to exceed your expectations with an unmatched level of service. Because Key is committed to making it easy for you to reach your goals. Key. Achieve anything.
This portion is brought to you by Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail.
The Reds are red hot, and so are tickets to the last 3 regular season games ever at Synergy Field.
Mark your calendar, September 20th through 22nd. They are important dates for Reds fans, and so is tomorrow when tickets for those games go on sale. In fact, people are already lining up. This is a live picture of the Reds box office. Check them out there. Tickets go on sale at 9 a.m. and obviously you are not in line. But that's okay. It's not too late to make sure that you don't get shut out.
And this one belongs to the Reds.
Friday, September 20th is Fireworks Day, and the Reds are promising the biggest bang in team history. Saturday, September 21st, fans in attendance will get a wooden replica to remember over 3 decades of Reds history. And September 22nd, many of the men who created that history will be on hand to kiss Riverfront Stadium goodbye.
Sunday is going to be a big day full of memories and bringing people back.
Matt Barry, who's been camping out for tickets since 1 p.m. Thursday, says there's only one guy he wants to see.
Pete Rose. I think it'd be a heck of an event having him here, and I think there's no other way to do it. He's got to be here. He's part of this place, and he always will be a part of Cincinnati.
The Reds did ask Major League Baseball permission to invite Rose, but baseball said no. Nonetheless, rumors are flying and the lines are getting longer by the minute. You can buy tickets at Synergy Field ticket windows, at all Meijer stores, Hader Hardware, Play It Again Sports, or online. Reds employee Amy Schneider recommends spreading out and getting creative.
If you really are desperate to get these tickets, get a group of 3 or 4 people and send someone to a different location, and chances are one of your 4 friends is going to end up with tickets for the final series.
The question is it worth coming down here to Synergy Field or going to any of the other locations when you can simply go online? Fox19.com has a link to CincinnatiReds.com. In fact, it's our website of the day. Once you're there, you simply click on tickets to get your tickets. Matt Barry wasn't willing to take a chance on the World Wide Web.
I tried that for opening day and didn't work. I tried it for opening day, and I just, with the way it is, too many people logging on, and it just gets jammed and packed, I guess, and I just wasn't able to do it for opening day, so I said I'm not taking any chances this time.
For many others not willing to sit in line for 2 days, it's a chance they're willing to take. No matter where you buy your tickets, expect to pay a $3 surcharge for each ticket. And who knows, maybe a postseason ticket package will follow.
Hopefully it's the last series, but hopefully it's not, because hopefully we're in contention, and hopefully we're playing in October. So, I mean, hopefully it's the last regular 3 games, but hopefully we'll be playing in the playoffs after that. So.
Hopefully. There is a 6-ticket limit per person for the last game.
Nice package.
He's a hopeful young man.
Yeah, he is. Excellent.
We have got a lot of rain falling around the area, and as you may have noticed from being outside, it's gotten a lot colder.
Yeah.
The bad news is it's not going to warm up this weekend. The good news is, at least, though, that we're going to see some drier weather move in. Let's show you New Harmony, Indiana, or actually Harmony, Indiana, near Terre Haute, and boy, are they getting the water there. In fact, this scene could be repeated across most of southern Illinois, into parts of Missouri where the Mississippi River is cresting there, and they are setting near record levels down around Cape Girardeau. So this is really something, this rain. The good news is it is winding up. But boy, is it taking its time getting out of here. Let's show you what's happening on triple Doppler, and it is still coming down across parts of the area. You can see the steady rain we've had through the day, but tonight that rain is beginning to wind down, and we're seeing its back edge now from Indianapolis to Terre Haute, and Harmony's right in here where they saw the flooding. The rain in Cincinnati is going to be going a few more hours, and then it will taper off to sprinkles. The clouds will hang on, though, through the night. We're at 44 degrees. That's our low for the day, with light rain being reported at the airport. Look at that north wind. When you thought Monday was bad, I thought Monday with that soaking rain and wind was a lousy day. Today, I think just tops that. North winds 20, gusting to 30 out there right now, and temperatures in the low 40s, wind chills somewhere in the mid to upper 30s. That's amazing. 39 in Chicago at this point, 30 at Marquette. A solid freeze going up there. That's something for late May. And it looks like frost and freezing conditions will cover a large part of the Midwest as we go through the weekend. So here's our large storm finally pulling off to the east. Big thunderstorms down in Texas producing tornadoes and baseball-sized hail in the southern part of that state. Really amazing to watch that. But this storm is pulling out. and we're seeing some high clouds in the Rockies, but you know what? We don't have another storm coming our way anytime soon, and that's great news. Here's the way it looks here. Back edge of the clouds, still across Illinois, trying to push south and east, but boy, it's going to be all night before we start to see any breaks in those, so tomorrow we'll start cloudy. Low pressure's near Nashville right now, and that's moving to the east. Gusty north winds on the side of this thing and bringing cold air down from Canada, and it looks like it's going to be a chilly one as we go across the Midwest through the weekend, with the potential again for frost as we get on into Saturday night and Sunday night into Monday morning. Here's the large area of rain, bigger thunderstorms in Tennessee and parts of eastern Ohio, but again, it's pushing away, and that's some good news. So tomorrow, high pressure builds in. Sprinkles are possible from Cleveland down to around Pittsburgh into Charleston, West Virginia, but any big rain is off to the south and east. And even though we'll be sunny, we are going to be chilly tomorrow. And look at this, big storm developing off the west coast of Canada, and that's important because what that's going to do is cause a change in our jet stream. Watch this. Here's the big storm I just showed you. Here's the storm we're dealing with. As we go over the next couple of days, this storm deepens as it pulls just slightly east, bringing the cool air in. This one deepens, and so a big warm dome builds out in the Rockies. Why is that important? Because that warm dome is going to block any storms from coming our way, and instead of having the rainy pattern we've been in, we're going to be cool to start out, but we're going to be dry for the next 5 or 6 days, and boy, could we use that. Chance of a shower on Sunday, but that's just a technicality. The big rains are over with after tonight, and that's great news. The rain ends late. Cloudy, breezy, colder, 40 to 44. A north-northeast wind 8 to 16, a raw night. For your sunrise tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, cold. It'll be damp out there, 40 to 44. The rains will be over. North wind 7 to 14. Midday, mostly cloudy, breezy, a chilly one. 52 to 56 is it for highs at a time of year we should be in the mid-70s. So you know we're well below average. North winds 8 to 16. And tomorrow night, the record is 37. I'm predicting a record low. So we are seeing some cold air, partly cloudy, some patchy frost, north winds at 5 to 10. Again, the good news, bad news 7-day. We don't see much except for a chance of shower on Sunday all the way until next Friday. So that's the good news. The bad news is it's really chilly to start out, but we do warm up late next week. I'll tell you what, seeing all that sunshine is going to really lift spirits next week, and drying out is going to be really nice. So just endure the chilly weekend. It's getting better.
All right, Rich, thank you very much. And you know, Rich, you're not the only one giving tours around here. I had the pleasure of meeting Brownie Troop 571, Tiger Cub Pack 683 from St. Margaret of York School in Deerfield Township this afternoon. Kids had some great questions, and now I can confidently answer one of them. Yes, you are going to be on TV.
That's fantastic.
Good for you, Andy.
And their parents are like, that's
fun.
my baby on TV. This is a serious story now. This isn't meant to scare you, but you may be surprised just how easy it is for someone to break into your home.
When we come back, a former burglar shows us some of the tools of his old trade and some ways to secure against them.
Triple Doppler 19 brought to you in partnership with Biggs.
Let's go, let's go.
You two are trying to cut?
We're in a hurry. After we save with our Kroger Plus card inside the store, we're going outside to save.
Yeah, like the zoo, the Reds, River Bend, First Star Center.
Dayton Air Show, Coney Island.
How'd you know?
Right now at Kroger, 12 packs of Coke are 2 for $5 with card. And select bone-in strip steaks are just $3.99 a pound with card.
Well, you might be smart.
But you got a face for radio.
Look who's talking.
Old friends will return.
Stranger. Georgia.
For one last surprise. A wedding. The series finale of Ally McBeal, Fox Monday.
For 9 years, they've searched for the truth.
This is about everything we've worked for.
Fox Sunday.
I'm so scared I'm gonna lose you again.
The truth is finally revealed. David Duchovny returns for the 2-hour television event.
We're afraid of the truth!
The X-Files series finale at a special time, Sunday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Hi, I'm Leslie Basham for Borcherding's Best, our all-new pre-owned value center in the Kings Auto Mall and in Lawrenceburg. At Borcherding, we believe in giving you just what you're looking for when buying a pre-owned GM-certified vehicle, and then some. Over 200 quality vehicles priced below retail value. Kelley Blue Book is listed right on the window, plus special financing is available. You see, you'll always get our best. Borcherding's Best.
Borcherding thing. A Borcherding thing.
This is the Ford Explorer, the best-selling SUV in America. With its third-row seat, it offers the best-in-class passenger and cargo room. And now it comes with $1,500 cash back. Plus, you'll save even more with special factory-to-dealer incentives. Once again, this is the Ford Explorer. This is what it offers. This is the deal you can get on one. Ford Explorer at your Greater Cincinnati Ford dealer. It's that simple. And now there's $2,500 cash back on Explorer Sport, too.
Working on the rollbacks, prices going down, down. Working on the rollbacks, whoop, another goes down. Working on the rollbacks, prices going down, down. Working on the rollbacks, whoop, another goes down.
Get the Walmart rollbacks. Working hard to save you even more.
Working,
always.
Working.
You leave your house, lock the doors, and set the alarm, probably thinking your home is safe from thieves.
Well, wait until you see how easy it is for a former burglar turned security expert to get in and out of your house. He breaks in through a window, and then you see what's next. Fox's Brian Bolter takes it from there.
A minute 30 into this crime, our burglar was already in the master bedroom, grabbing the VCR. Shortly afterwards, 3:02, he found a prized possession in this house, a laptop computer. 10 seconds later, at 3:12, there's the VCR. Later on, our burglar told us he was looking for items that were quick, that were easy to carry, easy cash once he got outside. That's exactly why he went for the master bedroom. Of course, there's not a lot you can do once a burglar is inside to protect yourself, except to be creative in hiding your valuables. Once our burglar made it downstairs into the main floor of this building, about 4:18 or so, he was going through the closet in the downstairs area. Didn't get a whole lot of valuable items once he got downstairs in this household. Most of his stuff came from the upstairs. As you can see, he's rifling through a number of items, trying to find anything he could to get in and get out as quickly as he could. One thing our burglar did point out, door locks in this house. They locked with a dead bolt at all the doors. That meant one thing. The way he got in through that window, he had to get out that window as well. Another item he pointed out, the alarm system here was a contact alarm. If you don't break the contacts, the alarm doesn't go off. Another reason why he went back out the window he came. Another mention, no motion sensors in this house, so that alarm didn't do much good. Once he got in, he was out again, little notice. In all, took 6 minutes and 8 seconds for our burglar to get outside and take a look at what he found. Got a VCR, got a cable box, that prized possession laptop, cash, jewelry, coins, trinkets, a couple of valuables as well. 6 minutes and 8 seconds, our burglar was in and out with about $2,000 worth of valuables. Our point in this demonstration to give you a look through the eyes of a burglar, what they see when they go inside your house. We hope now that you'll see your house a little differently and learn how to protect yourself.
That was Brian Bolter reporting from Washington, D.C.
Rich, it's going to be frosty over the next couple of days. Do we need to worry about our plants?
I think as we look at the 7-day, let's take a look at that. The good news is that the frost that will occur will be light. The temperatures will be dropping to the mid-30s. We'll never get below freezing. So that's good. The plants will not be damaged by it, but certainly seeing any frost on the ground this time of year is amazing. So a chilly weekend, chance of a sprinkle on Sunday.
All right, thanks. And thank you for joining us. Our next Double Lose tomorrow night at 10 o'clock.
Final quarter is next. Good night.
Nope.
Yeah, because coming up, it's the final quarter, and we got what you're looking for tonight. From Tiger to a national champion out of Thomas More College. From the gloom and doom of Bud Selig to politics and high school sports. And, of course, racing. The preliminaries for the All-Star show called the Winston. Not to mention on-the-scene coverage of the Reds in St. Louis.
So how did the Reds arrive in St. Louis 10 games over 500 in first place? I'm Dan Hort at Busch Stadium. We'll have that story and more coming up on the final quarter.
Save money on groceries when you use your shopper card.
Shopper card good only on items we choose and advertise like mad to make it look like we're giving stuff away. When in fact, we're raking in cash hand over fist because the couple dollars you save on sale items we take back with inflated prices on everything else in the store. So when you think you're saving money, you're really spending way more money than you would at Big. So you can buy every item in the store at true minimum price, which means that your total grocery bill is less. Shopper card valid only on ridiculous items scavenged from bankrupt manufacturers and sold to us by disreputable brokers and places with unpronounceable names.
Or shop Big's true minimum price and save money on everything in your shopping cart without the gimmicks.
I'm Chris Collinsworth here with Johnny Bench.
The Fifth Third Celebrity Classic, presented live by Fox 19, will crown the Cincinnati golf champion. And there will be a celebrity shootout hosted by the football player and me. Begin an investment relationship with Fifth Third and start planning your financial future today.
Plus, get 4 tickets to the Fifth Third Celebrity Classic.
The Fifth Third Celebrity Classic. Don't miss it. Hey, what do you got going there?
I'm doing what no makeup artist could ever do.
Hair?
I'm out of here, Mom. Don't forget some breakfast.
There is another way to get nutrition at breakfast.
Whoa, nice arm! Gotta run.
The nutrition you get from cereal and real milk.
All right, Grandma!
We'll just get something on the way, hon.
Excellent!
Milk and cereal bars. Milk and cereal nutrition now in a great tasting bar.
Mom, you are good.
Milk and cereal bars. Everything but the mold.
And I never thought that we could make a pizza as good as our original thin crust pizza.
Woo.
Now we have a thicker, traditional style pizza.
There's a whole new flavor.
The difference is a thicker crust, a rich sauce.
Lots of provolone cheese and zesty sauce.
More oomph.
This traditional style pizza, it's this thick.
And it's saucy.
This is my kind of pizza.
Right now at Donato's, you can get a large one-topping traditional style pizza for just $9.99.
You just have to try it.
And remember, Donato's is the home of the half-price pizza deal.
1, 2, 3.
More cars with Ram Air. The leader in supercharged power. The only car with wide track handling. It's driving excitement, and it's only at your Pontiac dealer, where you can get $2,000 to $3,500 cash back or 1.9% APR financing. One drive will show you why most new car buyers who shop a Pontiac buy one. Pontiac's in overdrive. See your tri-state Pontiac dealer today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Hordy here. My partner, Dan Horde, will join us in a moment from St. Louis, where the Reds try to keep that good thing going. Winners in 4 straight and taking on the Cards tonight. They're coming alive themselves. St. Louis has won 4 straight and 5 of the last 6, but they're running behind tonight. Game was delayed just over an hour because of the soggy conditions in St. Louis. First inning, though, Darryl Kyle shuts him down. Working on Sean Casey and strikes him out to close the first. Kyle now has a no-hitter through 5. Cards come up and get something going. Fernando Vina. Vina with a shot to right. Looks like trouble, but Austin Kearns runs it down and holds Vina to a single. And that's big because Albert Pujols follows and grounds into the DP, 6-4-3. Right now in their 5th, and it's a scoreless game. For more, we go to Dan Horde on the road with the club. He joins us with more on this Reds-Cardinals series.
Last year, the Cardinals finished a whopping 27 games ahead of the Reds. So far this year, Cincinnati not only leads St. Louis, the Reds have been alone on top of the NL Central for 3 straight weeks. So the question is, just how big is this series?
Well, you're here with a camera, so I guess it's a little more, I don't know, I mean, we've been playing good. They've been playing good now. They're getting healthy, and, obviously we feel like, if we're going to make a run at this thing, this is obviously, if not the main team, one of the main teams that we're going to have to beat.
Well, anytime you play the Cardinals, it's going to be a big series. From what I'm hearing, they're the best team in our division, so we've got to go out and and prove that they're not.
The Reds have already proven they're better than just about anyone expected, although they insist they're not surprised to be 10 games over 500.
I'm not. I mean, I know a lot of people out there are, but I'm not, and you ask anybody in that clubhouse, and they'll tell you no. If it was something special in spring training that we all felt and we all knew that how good we could be is, if everything came together and everything's coming together and, we're playing well.
Most times in the last couple of years, they've just gotten beat up. And the key guys have gotten hurt, especially in their pitching rotation. So, I think they're going to have a winning year. And if they pitch like they've been pitching, they're going to be very good.
Battered pitching is the reason the Cardinals began the night with a 500 record. They've already used 11 different starters this year, but are getting healthy now.
We're very fortunate to be where we're at. Very easily we could have, not been out of it, but really been in the basement. So, we're very thankful where we're at. The guys really played hard and, kept their head above water.
They do have quality pitching. We're going to see it this weekend, certainly. And we know we have to bring our A game to the table. If we don't, we're not going to be there. But I think we're up for it, and it should be a great series.
I think they're 100% now, and we're about 85 with Junior out. But we've been playing well, and we're getting great pitching, and if that continues, we'll be successful.
Game 2 of the 4-game series is tomorrow afternoon at 1:10. Jose Rijo on the mound for the Reds against Cardinals ace Matt Morris. He's 6-2 this season. We'll have highlights and locker room reaction tomorrow night on Sports Wrap. With the Reds in St. Louis, Dan Horde, Fox 19 Sports.
Well, Dan must be on St. Louis time. Tomorrow's game is actually at 2:10, and he will have a complete rundown on the game on Sports Wrap Saturday night. Of course, the original plan was for Ken Griffey Jr. to come off the disabled list for this Cardinals series. However, the Reds are being very cautious. Jr. is running, jumping, and hitting, testing his knee in all ways the game will. But according to team doc Tim Krimchek, he's still not ready to play center field on an everyday basis.
He's probably 80, 85%. I mean, if he had to play, he could. And he's been pushing me real hard to want to play. You know, let me go. But I can't do it. I just can't. I mean, I'm looking at this as, you know, I have to look at the big picture. And the big picture is, number one, this is our marquee player. Number two, team is doing very well, but we need him to do very well the rest of the year. But as of right now, the earliest I think he'd come back would be next week in Atlanta.
Now, this coming Sunday marks 6 weeks to the day since Jr. hurt his knee. Elsewhere in the Central Division, those fading Pirates 5.5 back when play began today, trying to deal with the Astros. Hey, who's this keeping score? I wonder. But it's former First Lady Barbara Bush. She and the former press, big Astros fans, and seeing something they like. Morgan Ensberg with a little spankety-wankety ties the game at 1-all. And more to come. Julio Lugo delivering the 2-out single. Going to score Brad Osmus. Astros take a 2-1 lead. Right now, the Astros lead 5-4. That one in the 7th. And the Indians still having their problems after an 11-1 start. They've won 8 and lost 19. And in the wee hours this morning, pitcher CC Sabathia was robbed at gunpoint at a downtown hotel in Cleveland. Sabathia and his cousin were robbed by a group of people they met at a nightclub. The pitcher was not hurt, but his earrings, wallet, and necklace were taken. Driving the first of 3 against the Royals tonight, and Joe Randa hurting them. 2-run homer. And good for a 2-0 Kansas City lead. Then the Tribe gets all crossed up. Chuck Finley and Einar Diaz. What the heck is going on? Randa scores on the pass ball. Casey out in front 3-1. Not good for the Tribe. They go on to lose 6-2. And then there is the labor situation in baseball and a strike out there looming in the distance. And maybe the worst of it is all the posturing we have to hear from Commissioner Bud Selig. Now, Selig is saying that 6 to 8 teams could fold in the next 12 months. That's if the economic system in the game doesn't change his way. Quoting Selig here, there's a lot of clubs that simply can't survive the status quo. Selig said he is tired of trying to prop up teams with loans from Baseball Central Fund and his connections in the banking world. Selig says baseball has a $4 billion debt and that 6 to 8 teams are currently for sale. Now, Bud's biggest problem is we just don't believe him anymore. Better news here. Welcome home to Lynn Thompson out of Thomas More College. She is this year's Division III national champion in golf. Thompson, a 44-year-old junior, claimed the title this week at Orchards Golf Club in South Hadley, Massachusetts. The Loveland High School grad entered the tournament as the top-ranked golfer in Division III and took the title by 7 strokes.
It's fantastic, fantastic. Had a great week, you know, played under difficult conditions, but hung in there each day and came out a national champ.
Of course, our congratulations to Lynn. And still to come here on the final quarter, oh yeah, getting ready for the Winston. No points involved, but a whole lot of money, like $2 million. When we come back, it's qualifying from Humpy Wheeler's Lowe's Motor Speedway. Stick around, we're back right after these messages.
This is the Ford Explorer, the best-selling SUV in America. With its third-row seat, it offers the best-in-class passenger and cargo room. And now it comes with $1,500 cash back. Plus, you'll save even more with special factory-to-dealer incentives. Once again, this is the Ford Explorer. This is what it offers. This is the deal you can get on one. Ford Explorer at your Greater Cincinnati Ford dealer. It's that simple. And now there's $2,500 cash back on Explorer Sport, too.
My 9-year-old, her favorite part was when he licked the ice and it got stuck to his tongue. My little girl was dancing in her chair. My 16-year-old, it brought tears to her eyes.
There's a new family movie in theaters that has all of us at Walmart excited.
It's hard to find a movie that all 6 of us like.
It's called Spirit. It's about a wild Mustang, but in a real sense, it reflects the best in all of us.
The animation, the music, the story, it was just fabulous. My daughter absolutely loves this movie.
Spirit, coming May 24th to hometowns across America.
At Dixon Builders, our goal is to build a customized home to fit the lifestyle of our buyers. The tailored home is such a unique product because it has a lot of versatility. People are able to customize the house to fit their lifestyle. One of the things that's really set Dixon Builders apart over the 30 years that we have been in business is the fact that we're able to offer people an incredible value for the dollar they can spend and with a well-built quality home, such as you'll find in the Taylor floor plan. If anybody's even thinking about building a home in either Butler or Warren County, they should give us a call. They'll be glad they did.
What are you looking for? Dipstick. How long you been looking?
A while.
Not everyone knows cars, and that's okay, because they know about the pros at Jiffy Lube. Every 3,000 miles. Jiffy Lube, the well-oiled machine.
Did you find it? Hi, I'm Leslie Basham. At Borcherding Subaru, we're recognizing the loyalty of our customers with our 2002 all-wheel drive away. An unbeatable selection, low prices, and great financing. 1.9% APR or $750 Borcherding cash back on select models. Also in May, 0 down sign and drive leases on Legacies are back. Hey, there's a reason we're your #1 Subaru dealer. It's a Borcherding thing. It's a Borcherding thing. A Borcherding thing.
This portion brought to you by Toro.
Welcome back to the show, and time to talk racing and that all-star show they call the Winston. We're off the Humpy Wheeler's Lowe's Motor Speedway. You got to love Humpy, sure enough. Claiming the pole for the Winston Open, Jeremy Mayfield, and Jerry Nadeau will be right beside him. They got all kinds of things going on tonight, pit contest and the like. As for the Winston qualifying, the guy that gets it, Matt Kenseth, gets the pole, and Michael Waltrip is on the outside. On the high school scene, this is causing quite the stir. Politics getting involved in high school sports. Ohio Senate Bill 187 proposes that athletes be allowed to transfer within their district without losing any eligibility. Right now, in most cases, a student who transfers is required to sit out a year before he or she is permitted to play. And that rule was just put into place last year by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and was designed to keep kids from jumping schools simply to improve their athletic situation. The bill is sponsored by John Husted out of Dayton, and it's got self-indulgence written all over it. Now, they call it Hogan's Alley. It's the legendary site of the Colonial, and it's this week's stop on the PGA Tour. And Nick Price taking charge for birdie on 14. You know what? Nothing to it. Price is 5 under on the day, 6 under at the halfway point, and holds a 1-stroke lead on Steve Flesch, who's tied for second at 5 under. Of course, the boys are having a time because Tiger is out of the country. Tiger's in Heidelberg, Germany, playing in the Deutsche Bank SAP Open and bringing in that appearance money. Had it going on. That's a slam dunk there. Tiger shoots a 3 under 69, puts him 5 strokes off the pace behind this guy, Alex Ceka. Ceka cards an 8 under 64 and has a 1-stroke lead on the field after the first round today. And before we close the shop for the night, my partner was going to check in with us from St. Louis, but apparently he is not there. Cards and Reds right now, nothing. That's in the 6th inning. And we'll talk to you all tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. That'll do it for another edition of the final quarter. As again I said, Reds nothing, Cards nothing, still in the 6th inning. We'll see you tomorrow night on Sports Wrap Saturday night. Take care, everybody.
This is the musical about a wedding. This is Mamma Mia. And this is the reception it gets every night. Call today.
He is ready for the 2-2 to Woodson, and here it comes. And it is swung out and missed. And Tom Browning has pitched a perfect game.
Hey, baby, get your appetite. We need Arby's new Market Fresh Turkey Ranch and Bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Bread this soft.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Something sizzling. And those toppings, oh my.
Ooh. I want it.
My husband's the same way about power tools.
I want it!
Arby's new Market Fresh Turkey Ranch and Bacon.
Give in to your grown-up tastes.
Welcome back to Safe Auto Insurance Company.
Where there's always someone to take your call.
This time of year, the weather is unpredictable.
But here at Safe Auto, things are as predictable as ever.
One call gets you immediate coverage with low monthly payments.
Which you could make over the phone.
Or by logging on to our website.
The weather outside may be harsh.
But the folks here at Safe Auto are friendly and eager to help.
So play it safe.
Pick up the phone and call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO now.
1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Safe Auto.
If you've ever dreamed of owning a pool, spa, or tanning bed, well, listen to this.
WXIX Factory Surplus Sale is here with savings of 30 to 70 cents on the dollar. Factory Surplus pools have been drastically reduced. Get Factory Surplus savings on hot springs and Cal spas too. Many priced at or below wholesale cost. Choose from 5 different model spas. Priced from $16.88 to just $29.95. Get an automatic pool cleaner for $99. 25 pounds of chlorine, just $49. Unsinkable lounges, $19. Plus get 6 months, no payment, no interest financing. Only at WXIX.
As of 1400 hours, we have yet to detect any inhabitants. As we move in for a closer look, one can't help but be overwhelmed by the unusual topographical formations. This has certainly been a once-in-a-lifetime voyage.
What?
What?
Hey, where you going?
Cathedral Cavern State Park. Just one more cool thing to see in Alabama.
They're wild in the streets.
The crowd is stampeding us.
When Cops tackles Mardi Gras.
We need help big time.
Special all-new hour of Cops starts at 8/7 Central Fox Saturday. A teacher's on the verge of death. Can the faculty cope?
This one is special to me, Scott.
I know that. The Boston Public season finale, Fox Monday.